pumped because of work.
Yes.
Good evening, District 44. I'm so pumped because I'm here again. Yes, we are here. Didn't I promise you guys that we were going to have so many amazing presenters and important people, ZES ZJs, just for you? We told you that and we kept our word. So today we have ZES and ZJ Guillermo Melendez here especially for you. Welcome, my friend. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation.
Hello. Thank you for inviting me here. It's so super glad to be here today. I know for some of you it's been a while. It's been a hot minute since I've seen you all. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Guillermo Melendez. I'm your Zumba education specialist. Originally from the Rio Grande Valley, and then I moved to San Antonio, and now currently I am in Mexico. So I currently reside here in Mexico, in Monterrey, Mexico, and here with family. Super excited to be out here, and it's been a journey, and I'm loving every moment of it. So it's just been amazing. It's been amazing. So cool.
That's so awesome. So can you briefly tell everybody how did you find Zumba, or like I always say, or did Zumba find you? Your journey as a Zen and how you became a ZES and a ZJ, or did you become a ZJ and then you became a ZES? Tell a little bit about your story for us.
You know what? That's actually a really good story. So my story, it actually started was, and I love giving this story because this is one of those stories where it's one of those where it's like I came from I came from a background of like I couldn't figure out what I wanted to do with life. I was always in and out. I was a college dropout, for many years, in and out of college, in and out of different schools. And because I was just always so afraid of like I needed to decide on what I needed to do, and I couldn't figure out what. So couldn't figure out what I wanted, and in the end of it all, I ended up becoming a waiter for many years, for jumping from job to job. And then one day I was I can't remember how old I was, but I was working as a graveyard waiter at IHOP. So yeah, right. And I remember there was a Gold's Gym that was right across the street from IHOP where I was at in Brownsville. And in Brownsville, Texas, any of you are my district 44, y'all know where Brownsville is at, because you know where the Rio Grande Valley is. It's the very tip of Texas. So right there in the border. So I grew up in the border, right? And so when I walked into the gym, because when working at IHOP, you're eating nothing but IHOP food, so it's just like nothing but greasy food all day, every day, And I remember walking into my very first Zumba class, and when originally I thought I walked into a body jam at the time, and it was funny because I was just so enthralled by like this excitement of this class, and it was just so cool that I just walked in and just started having a good time, seeing these people just being like all excited, and I don't know why, right? Well, it's funny because like here I am standing in the middle of the class, and I'm just like starting to move and everything like that. It's pretty cool. Next thing you know, the people start pushing me, and I'm like, "Why are you shoving me?" And they start pushing me, and next thing you know, they're pushing me to the front, and I'm like, "Why are you pushing me to the front?" It's like, "We can follow you." And I was just like, "Okay." This is my first time coming to the class. I have no idea what I just walked in, because they were able to follow the way I was moving when I'm following the instructor, right? Well, after that point, I was sold, and so mind you, I'm getting off at a I'm getting out of class, and then I go home, and then I'm having to like say work all my. I was so excited. I was like, you know what? I want to do this. that's so amazing. Do you want a job? And I'm like, absolutely. I was like, great, can you come in tomorrow? Thinking I'm coming in for an audition. They had already known me. They had already we had already talked before, and I was like, I told them that I was doing this, right? Well, I come in the next day. No joke, no lie. This legit happened. I walk in the next day and I look and I see my name on the schedule. Oh my God, I have a class. Amazing. Yes, but here's the problem. I see my name, Memo Melendez, Zumba, 20 classes. Monday, 2 in the morning, 2 in the evening. I was like, Monday through Friday. I was like, wait, what? Okay. Why they put me in with 20 classes, I have no idea. So, yes, I had 20 classes. I have to share photos of that. I'll share photos with you of my classes. And I remember that when I jumped into this pool of just excitement and passion and super funness, it really made me realize that I was like, you know what, I want to do more with this. And when I wanted to do more, I wanted to see what else could I do. And that's when the call came out for choreography jam came out. And I want to do this. I want to try this. So let's give this. Let me apply for this. And I did. And I remember when I sent videotaping my videos, and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. And it was funny because we had to fly to Florida. We had to fly to the convention. I'm here and I'm just like, where am I going? What am I doing? I have no idea what's going on. And I even did a jam session. This was back in the day before we even had to do jam sessions as part of your recording. Not before, you just had to just submit videos. and I was a choreo jammer, so got to be that one. I was just like, oh my God. And
one second, Giselle, can you just mute? We can hear the
and it was a cool experience because I got to meet all these people from all over the world, and mind you, I hadn't even done a jam session, but here I am going to my first jam at convention when I'm in, a jam candidate. So started doing that for about a year as a choreo jammer. Well, then so I was hosting Julie for that year. During that I was a jammer. I was hosting her in Brownsville, and she was just like, and I would be helping her, and it was funny. This was, I guess, this was her way of doing her type of ZES ZJ training. Because every time I would host her, she would be like, "Hey Memo, do you have a song or whatever? I'm gonna do reggaeton. I'm gonna do reggaeton. Okay, great." And she would throw me on stage and she says, "Go ahead and teach it." And I'm like, "Wait, what?" And she would have me teach she would have me break it down. She would have me doing all the steps. She would have me. So it was like her way of conditioning me to the program. Little did I know that she had other plans, and I didn't know this at the time, but she had already plans of stepping down from the role at that time. And she told me, "Memo, I want you to step in as a ZES because I think you would be great for the Aqua Zumba program." And I was like, yes, that's when I started realizing that education was my passion, because when she started throwing me on stage every time I would host her, I was there educating, teaching people, showing them how to do not just choreography, but educating them on how to do how to do the moves and why and the health benefits and everything. Okay, so that was the springboard of how I went from a Zen member to a ZJ to becoming a ZES, and it was all because Julie had stepped down and her grooming me to becoming an education specialist. Well, if it wasn't for all of these different things that opened up so many doors so many doors to all these different opportunities, especially from the different jobs that I crazy, the different places that I had been to all over the world, with the ZES training, with the ZJ work, and with the people that I had networked. And it was funny because a lot of that, while doing that, it grew my portfolio, grew my resume. And because I was like, oh, you're going to work at this trade show, or you're going to be presenting at this, and you're going to be presenting at a convention, you're going to be presenting at this. Well, by doing that, it looked really good when I started applying at, like regular jobs, during the time that required, okay, here's the funny part, it required me to have a degree for some of these jobs. So if it wasn't for what started me as at that time, well, back in 2019, it was because of that. 2019, I was like, oh shoot, I can't have this job that I'm applying for unless I have a degree. So I told myself, oh, okay, you know what, that's fine. I'm in school, so I ended up going back to school. And within a year, I got my bachelor's, and then 2 years later, I got 2 masters, and then last year, I enrolled into a doctorate program.
Wow, I'm in my master's myself. That's insane. Wow, what are you focusing on?
So I'm actually focusing on a doctorate in integrated health with specialization in nutrition.
Nice. Oh, we're gonna treat all of us. You're gonna
Yes,
mentor all of
yes.
us. I love that. And how about your, I know that you at ZenCon now, you're going to assist Kelly Bullard with the toning. How did the toning came in your life? I mean, because we know that you do R2, R3, you do pro skills and everything, but, and you are a ZJ for toning too. How did the toning came into your life?
So toning, again, one of those trainings that it always seemed to happen with Julie, actually. Julie's the one I owe Julie a lot. And Julie was the one that opened me up to the toning program. And when I spoke with Julie about when Julie started coming down for these trainings, for some strange reason, I was hosting Julie a lot for all these different variations for different programs. But for some reason, every time she was out of town, that was the time I ended up taking a training with her for some reason. So why? I don't know why I was doing that, but that's how I got introduced to the toning program. Was I traveled again to Dallas. Why? I could have just hosted her. But yes, I ended up going to a training in Dallas to do a toning training with Julie, and that's how I fell in love with the toning program. And the toning program what was dear to my heart. I was introduced to it at convention. I'm sorry, not a convention. I was introduced to it by Julie, but where I really flourished with it was with Madeline Aponte when she was our lead toning ZES a few years ago. So what I started doing is, and I got the idea from oh my God, I forgot the gentleman's name. One of our supervisors, one of our higher ups, he's no longer with the company anymore. But he had recommended me. He's like, you know what? He gave me some really good advice, and he told me, you know what? Learn something that you can really, really be good at. Instead of focusing on just trying to grab all these other certifications, and just focus on one thing. And I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to do that. And so I had already gotten the tone. I was going in for toning to become a toning ZES because I was doing nothing but aqua at the time. And I had gotten the toning role. And so what I started doing is I started going to everybody's toning trainings. So I went to Julie's more than once. I went to Barbara Klantz in Colorado. I went to oh my gosh, I went to Madeline's. I actually stayed with Madeline for like a weekend in Washington State. So I started flying out all over the country just to take other toning ZES's trainings. So this is before virtual came out, right? So I can perfect myself on the toning program. Before I had to do my official
don't know how you guys do that.
Honestly, at the time at the time when I did that, when I used to do it, I was very focused. I was very focused on just like work, 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 work. I mean, there was a period where I did it all in 1 year, and I was just like, I remember, which I don't recommend it to anybody. Get your priorities straight and focus on the things that you need to do. But at the same time, when you want to work for something, do it, because the thing is that it's worth every moment. I remember there was a time in my life where I worked so hard for my education, my home, and my building my life up, and I did it all in 1 year. Where it was like I went to school full time, I went to work full time, I was doing my trainings part time, I was doing my jams on the side, I was doing master classes. Literally, I did a whole year where it was just like, I remember at one point I did a whole year where it was just like, I would leave my job, and after my job, right out of my job, I would take a plane, do everything I would do over the weekend, sleep at the airport to take the first, sleep at the airport to take the first flight, only to fly into town to drop off my bag, to just take a quick shower and walk into work and do the whole thing all over again. I did that for a whole year, but it paid off. It paid off because I bought a house. I bought my house in 1 year. I paid off all my debt in 1 year, and I got 2 degrees in 1 year. So it was like, it can be done, but the dedication is done. The passion was there, but at the same time, it's like you have to know at what cost, in the sense of like, for me, I was single. I had a checklist of like things that I wanted to accomplish, and I did. I accomplished it, and it was the most amazing things I did in my life, and I did it before I turned 40. So I was like, yes.
Good. I'm so happy for you. So, because you were doing the toning as income, can you just tell us? I'm gonna put those 3 questions in one. For those people who don't know, what is Zumba toning? What are the benefits, and why do we use the toning sticks? And what kind of skills do people learn in on a toning training?
Okay, so what is Zumba toning? So the easiest way I can tell you what the Zumba toning program is, the Zumba toning is a fun, high-energy workout that combines Zumba dance rhythms with light weights that helps sculpt and tone your body. So think of it like lightweight resistance training, but with muscular endurance. So it basically helps sculpt and tone your body. Okay, that would be like the short, fun answer to it, because that's basically what it is. We help with building toning our muscles and using our muscles for a long period of time. So having the dance party fun, but with the tenacity aspect of it. So really doing that muscular endurance. Now, as far as like some of the benefits that we get out of it, we talk about full body sculpting. We get there's cardio and muscular strength all in one. Improvement of muscular condition, muscle coordination. So it helps us with because we use different music rhythms. This will help us with balance. It helps us with core strengthening and also posture. And then one thing that's which is always a game changer for a lot of us is boost metabolism, and also it's a fun class that helps uplifting. It's an uplifting atmosphere, and which a lot of us are going to have fun with this. It's a low impact and joint friendly program. Okay, so it's a fun program that everybody can do. Everybody in your classes, it's really a welcoming for all people.
Nice. Gisette, do you have any questions about the toning program, or should we go to the next topic?
So to answer, if I understood that question correctly, that is about the online gold toning program. So is that correct? It kind of cut
Yeah,
off
it
a
kind
little
of
bit.
cut. Yeah, she said, well, because you have both license, how did you combine them both, and what is your intake on
Okay.
that?
Great information right there. So yes, for all of my Zen members who have the Zumba Gold license and the Zumba toning license, we do have an online e-learning course for our Gold toning instructors, which is basically it's an online course that shows you how to integrate both the Gold program and the toning program, so that you'll get a badge, you get a license, and it is a license. It is a separate class that you can teach for gold toning class. This is a fantastic class for a lot of our active older adults who want to implement more of the toning classes, for maybe for our gold participants who want to have more of a muscle sculpting type classes. This is great for anybody in that not just that demographic, but all demographics, from beginners, people who are ready for a regular Zumba class, who want to do a gold class, who are coming out of rehabilitation, people who are coming out of past injuries. So it's like low impact, it's lightweight resistance training. And what's really fantastic, and I kind of want to bring this around for our Zen members and for our gold toning instructors, is when it comes to our Zumba toning jam sessions, please support our toning jammers. And when it comes to learning new choreos for the toning program, like I said, I'm also one of your toning jammers. But the reason why I emphasize this is that our toning jam program is very much aware of the high volume of instructors that teach Zumba Gold toning. And so we are very much aware of making, even though you may come to a toning jam session, that if you we know that a lot of our instructors are coming from the Zumba Gold toning background. So don't be afraid of, so just because it's a Zumba Gold toning jam session, that you're not going to get Zumba Gold toning friendly choreo. So please make sure that, one, I know in the majority of my jam sessions, when I do these toning jams, I'm always saying, hey, okay, check it out. Here's your toning choreo. Here's a version of the same exact choreo that's adapted for your gold toning classes. And my mindset, at least the way I usually like to work it, is where it's like I like to work the same muscle group with the same exercise, just adapted for gold toning, not completely changing into a completely different muscle group where you're just like throwing squats all day. We don't want to do that. We want to help our members, help our clients, help our students, not single them out because they can't do whatever it is that's in the choreo. We want to make sure that the choreography is adapted for all parties. So
That is amazing. That is amazing. So this brings us to our second topic of the night, which is Gisette is going to start, which is the Share and Earn program that Zumba has most recently started. So with you, sis.
So, what is the benefit of the share and earn? I know that a lot of instructors have interest about it and spark, and sometimes we see the description, but everybody's different. Some people are more visual, others auditory. So, what are the benefits of the share and earn?
So when we think about the Share and Earn program, it's really a marketing tool for our Zen members to, one, it's really an incentive for our Zen members. To promote. It's basically you're promoting your, for yourself, your students, and what do you get out of it? So let's say it's a program that allows you the ZIN members to either get paid or to get an incentive where it's like you're getting discounts, you're getting marketing, you're getting more marketing aspects from the program as much as possible. So think of it this way. We've seen the share and earn program where it's like you get the unique codes, we can give you links, we get that. But the thing is, what's really really great is we get all of the tools benefits for you, so that way the ZIN member is the one that's getting all of the outtake out of all this. So like let's say I have the unique code, I give it to my student uses my code, and then guess what? My student gets a 60-70% discount on the B1 training, and then I'm now getting paid money now. Okay, so I'm either getting this. So what's really great about that is that number one, I can either put that towards SumbaWare. I can put that towards my ZIN membership. I can put that towards money that's in my pocket. I've actually seen a ZIN member. I believe it's a ZIN member in New Mexico. I was doing a Sharon with Elisa Stone, and he worked the program so well that he works this program where he's got people in the Sharon program. He doesn't pay ZIN whatsoever for I think for the next 6 months to a year, because he has people using his code, that the money's rolling in, that he doesn't have to pay ZIN anymore.
Yeah, mine was for 3 months. I did with helping Valeria. I got 3 months of ZIN. Yeah.
So I mean, can you imagine what we pay monthly for ZIN? And how much, if you think of it as a numbers game, how much do we pay in a year? If you can just think of how many people, and the thing is, what you want to do is you want to work with your local ZES, or with your so myself, with Valeria, with Priscilla. There's 3 ZESs that are in District 44 that we are posting B1s. If you want to get paid, if you want this program to work for you, then we are the ones that are posting these trainings. Use those codes for these trainings, and they can be used for online. The codes can be used for in-person, or they can be used for virtual training. So it doesn't have to be, a training, and it can be for a training that's any training that's posted online. So it could be a training that's 2 months down the line, 3 months down the line. So while we're posting trainings, like you give these codes out, okay? So please use the codes, and mind you, the money's not going to me, the money's going to you. So I don't get anything out of this.
Yeah.
So and that's one of the things that I love about this program, about Zumba Fitness is, and you can ask AP Alberto Proman, if you ever get a chance to sit down, go to convention, and you have to sit down and even talk to him, the one question he will always ask all ZIN members is, and the one question he asks the Zumba home office is, what can we do to benefit the ZIN members? That's always his mindset, is what can we do for the ZIN members? What can we do for how can we make the instructors' lives or careers or work easier, better, more beneficial? That is the mindset of Alberto Perman, and I love that mindset, because it's always so if you think back for the last 10, 15, 20, 22 years.
22.
22 years.
Yeah.
If you think back, okay, from the ZIN DJ app, ZIN Now, to all the things that the Share and Earn program, think back even further to all of these different things. These were all ideas that from you all, from the ZIN members, the ZIN community. You all came up with these ideas, and you pitched them to AP and says, okay, you want this? Let's make it happen. And that's what AP did. So when it comes to this program, especially like we're talking about right now, the Share and Earn, this is not to benefit Zumba. This is to benefit you, the Zen community.
Nice. Hey, but are you close to your phone now? Can you ask the number 2?
Yes, ma'am. So, we were talking about what's the share and earn, and we did talk about how instructors benefits, right?
Yes. So it's
So,
number 3. I'm sorry. Question number 3.
oh, no problem. So, Memo, how can Zen members access the unique code?
So the way they're gonna go ahead and access for you. So there is a unique code that you're gonna. Do we have you want me to pull up the video?
Yes. So just go on the little share here on Google Meet.
The share screen.
Yes.
Okay, hold on 1 second.
It's a little computer thingy with the signal.
1 second. Oh. Okay, let's see if it does it now. Ooh, hold on. Ooh, Windows. Did share. 1 second. Hold on.
Everybody talks about the Google Meet. I think I need to consider going back to Zoom.
You know what it is? It's the because I have the video right here. It's giving the access right now.
Okay.
Go. Oh, okay. I see what happened. Windows settings. 1 second. Okay.
Can I say something until Memo
Yeah.
posts the video?
Of course.
Go.
You know, I love to talk. I just want to say something about Memo. I want to brag. First of all, I still don't know how to pronounce his name, and I think he's gonna block me sometimes. But I want to say something about Memo. So, guys, if you have not met Memo in person, you should do it. You need to do it. Memo is one of our amazing ZESs. I cannot forget that every time he comes to Austin, whether for meet and greet or for a training, we keep him at least an hour just talking and giving him, questions and stuff. And he never say no to us. Like, I remember when we had our training, the post skills, I think we kept it like 2 hours. Extra Memo, like we stayed way longer just asking him questions. And
I'm
like,
jealous
he's
now.
doing
I'm
this
jealous. Stop it. I'm jealous now.
You should.
I don't remember.
It's amazing. I met him in the Ingrid event for the first time on Saturday, and I just told Kiva, I was like, oh my God, I met Memo, and he's so sweet and so approachable, and we were talking like if we knew each other for a long time, and I talked about my nonprofit, and I was like, oh my God, Kiva, I spent with him like 10 minutes, and I love it. I love it.
More time with you.
He's an amazing person. You're so humble, and you know what? Never lose that. Never lose that. You're so humble, approachable, and such a big person, and that's what to make up. Never lose that. Thank you so much for being who you are.
Thank you, Memo.
You know what? I don't think it's gonna let me share this one for some reason on Google Meets.
Does it give you let me see here.
I think it's just about giving the access. I'm gonna have to do it.
When you open here, it's gonna say Chrome tab, window, or entire screen.
Yeah.
So where is the video? In another tab, I'm assuming, right?
Hold on. Let me open it from here. Let me try from.
And then you're gonna choose the tab where the video is, and then on the very bottom, you're gonna say also share tab audio.
Okay. Ooh. See that?
Oh, there you go. There you go. I see you.
Well, it gives me that.
Yeah, but then where is the video?
See, the problem is that I'm trying to get the video to up here. Hold on. Present scenes. Stop sharing. Never had to do. I've never done this before. As you can tell, I'm Google Meets. I need a thing for Google Meets.
The only reason I use Google Meets is because I have free from work.
That's okay. That's good.
So-
Hold on. I'm trying to think of how I can get it over there.
Now, you can just stop sharing, and then I would suggest that you open the video into like whatever software you use for videos, and then you're gonna choose which tab is is that.
Yeah, 'cause that's what I was trying to do on here for the share.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to look for it on there, but it wasn't giving me that
Option.
option. Yeah.
Let me Gisette, I'm gonna send it to you like last time, and then tell me if you are able to open. Wait.
I'm in my phone, so let me see.
Okay, I
if can-
just sent it to the WhatsApp. See if you
Okay.
I have an idea.
You do?
Sorry, but I have an idea. I have an idea. This should work. It'll take 2 seconds.
You're gonna do web
Oh,
WhatsApp.
yeah. It's sharing their screen. Okay.
Okay, cool. Got it. Let's try this. Got it. Got it.
There you go. All right, so let's explain to everybody, when you go to your Zine account, as you can see over here, can you go back to the beginning of the video, Memo, please?
Yeah. Let me see if I can do that. All right. No. Where's that? Órale. Learning how to do all this. Where's the beginning?
Where is your play? The play button.
Where is the play? Where's the play button? I love this.
Oh my lord.
Okay. Did it start?
No.
No. Alright, hold on. Let's try this one more time.
Oh, you
Yeah,
cracked me
one
up.
I know, right? This is the best one ever.
So whenever you start sharing, if you find the pause.
Yes. Okay. Ooh. Let's see if we can do this. Let's see if we can do this again. Let's do a crash course on this thing. There we go.
All right, so yeah, there you go. So just press a little bit. So press the play for me and pause it. Okay, so guys, you see this is my Zen home. So whenever you access your Zen home, you're gonna go on the the 3 lines in here. Press, yeah. And then you're gonna go all the way to earn and benefits. See, earnings and perks. Once you open the earnings and perks, it's gonna open the rest of the menu where you're gonna find see, share and earn. Once you click on share and earn, you're gonna get your own unique code. So right here. So how do you share with everybody else? You're gonna copy this link. You can just post it on your social medias, on your Facebook, or see, mine is AFFBUL. So what I've been doing is I get their flyers and I just add my code underneath, and I says, if you want to save, depending on the campaign that is running at that moment, like right now it's 70%. So want to save 70%, use code AFFBUL, and then I share the ZES flyer. Or you can see the QR code here. You can also copy the QR code and paste it on their flyer. So there's so many ways for you to do it. And then, okay, so how do I know if people are using my code? Before that, so how do you get paid for it? So if you sell between 1 and 5, so if 1 in 5 people use your code, you get $50. So if you sell 1 you get $50, which pays for your zine already. 1 month of your zine. If you sell between 6 and 9, you get 60. And if you sell 10 plus, is 70. So if you sell more than 100, you can get paid in money. So that's what the guy, the Guillermo was saying, is like he probably sold so much that he had, some, money in it. So Zumba will pay and they do a deposit on your account. So, and then you can use for Zumba wear. It's going to turn into a code for you to use as a discount for Zumba wear. So you decided how to use. For me, it was better, so I don't have to worry about my Zen. So how do you, if you press, there's a couple of WhatsApp groups that, the Zumba Home Office has it, so you can join and get the flyers, and then you get to know whether it's 65%, if it's 70%. Oh my God, the dog, don't do this to me. Okay, and then you can join the group. It's just an announcement group, and then you get all the information that the Zumba Home Office will be sending to you. And then at the very end, so how do I know if people are using? Because you're just like, helping Memo, you're helping Priscilla, and then Valeria and everything. See code usage. Once you click in there, I don't think I recorded up to this point. Once you click in there on usage, it's gonna say, you have $100, you have $50, you have $60. It's gonna show you. And then if you don't tell Zumba anything, how you want to use it, automatically goes to your Zen account, and then it deducts because you have money pending. So instead of them charging your credit card, it gets the money that is in your account. So Memo, can you please tell about Tuesday the 24th that we're going to get into more details about the program?
Yeah. So a couple of things, and before we get to that, so just to give you all some answer, I really love about what I really love about the Share and Earn program is that QR code. The thing is, y'all, when it comes to the QR code, you have to remember we as ZES is like we are like pumping out these flyers, for these trainings. Like you could take these flyers and just slap on your QR code, because at the end of the day, like social media is the new business card for all of us, right? So we want you to use our flyers, and so if you want to throw in your QR code for people to use your code, heck, you know what? If you want to print, if you know that you teach at different locations, let's say you teach at 3 different gyms or 3 different studios, whatever. Okay, print out the flyer, slap on your QR code, and just have it there, because you know what? Maybe your students don't want to tell you. Maybe they want to surprise you that they want to get their license, but at least you're putting up something in your classes that is giving them and have it there every time you're teaching your classes. So that way there's always a discount, or maybe because all they need is just for somebody to take a picture of that flyer, which automatically will go straight to that QR code, which means that person is going to get that discount right away, which you automatically will get that. Get it. Versus the thing is, what we want you to get the benefit of that versus having somebody try to remember your code or remember your link and then go to the website where they might see a discount code, online, and they might use the automatic discount code that's online, and then you lose out. Okay, we want you to get it, not saying that we want them to get to do the training regardless, but we want you to get the benefit. Okay, does that make sense? So that's why when you put your QR code on these flyers, it's like straight. It goes like you're cutting out the middleman, basically. Okay, so that's one of the things. So now let's talk about next week. So if you want to learn more about, we're gonna go more in depth about about the Share and Earn. More about the benefits, more about how to do it, more about the program itself, and also we're gonna talk about get more questions questions in there, and we're also going to talk about like some different marketing strategies that you can do as well. Like right now, we talked about like one or two things that you can do, but we're going to go more in depth in that. So we're gonna talk about on Tuesday, the 24th at 3 p.m. Central Time.
3:30. 3:30.
3:30.
3:30.
3:30 Chicago time. Sorry, 3:30 Chicago time. We are going to we're going to do a Zoom meeting. But what we need you all to do is we need you to fill out a Google form so that way I can send you all the information for the Share and Earn Zoom meeting. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna put in this live Facebook live in the comment section we'll put the link to the Google. Just go ahead and register through that. That way, once we get your registration on that day, I will send you the information, the link for the
Zoom meeting.
Zoom meeting, and then we'll talk with home office. Home office will be there for the Share and Earn program. Kiki will be there. Myself, I'll be there. All of our great, amazing team will be here. From District 44 will be there as well, so we can talk more about that. So yes. Okay. And of course, all of us, just because we are, like I said from the very beginning, we are here to benefit you. Okay.
That's it, guys. Isn't that amazing? The Zumba home office. I mean, there's so like he said, AP and all the teams that are doing so much amazing things for us. So for us to wrap up this whole amazing meeting, I have two questions for you. We want to know from you. You are the ZES and you are the ZJ, and there is a call that's happening now for both, not for Texas specifically, but what is the one advice or some tips that you can give to those people that have a dream just like you had it, to become a ZES and a ZJ?
Okay, so great, amazing question. So number one, the one tip I and I'm not saying this because I'm biased about when it comes to education. I say this because I'm a pioneer when it comes to education, and it is one of the requirements. Even if you haven't seen the application for the ZES call or for the ZJ call, you need your certs. Okay, so if you haven't already done those, get those now. For AFA, A's, NASM, whatever certs you're gonna need, get them. That's gonna be the number one thing. And then number two, the second thing is your licenses for whatever the call is. So let's say if you're gonna do your basic one instructor training, let's say there's a call for B1, or if there's a specialty call, whatever the case may be, or if there's a call for let's say choreo or for get down, whatever the call. If it's for ZJ, perfect your craft. What I mean by that is really get some time under your belt and know your stuff. Know your stuff when it comes to knowing, like, let's say example. If you're a B1 ZES, if you're applying for the B1 ZES role, then know what it means to be a B1 ZES, meaning like have some time under your belt, like more than 6 months. That's a must. At least a year. But know the ins and outs of like what are the core steps of every single core step. Can you do all 4 core steps? Do you have your V1, your R2, your pro skills? Those I can tell you right now, right off the bat, if those are going to be necessary, prior to taking, to applying, is your certifications and your licenses. So because you have to think in the broad spectrum, you're going to be educating people. Okay, becoming a ZES and becoming a ZJ is not about fame and glory. It's not about coming out in the next Zen volume. It's not about meeting Bethel. It's not about this. It's about education. It's about teaching and advancing And that's what the ZES program and the ZJ program is for. It's not just dance. It's not just it's not just this. It's to educate everybody. Okay, so that's why I really emphasize on the education portion about all this.
Right.
That is awesome. And I would say you need to be, just like the girls were telling about, humble.
Yes.
Yes.
I think that's the human thing. It's a human thing. In order for you to be successful in life, you have to be humble, no matter what. And that's how the steps and the opportunities are going to show. Because you allowed yourself to grow, you allow yourself to be equal. Because we are nobody without each other. So I think that's the beauty, and that's why, like I spoke yesterday, we spoke with Gina. Yes, the Zumba Love is all about this. It's about community. It's about getting together, respecting each other. So how about those people who are going to Zincom for the very first time? It's their dream come true. They are like so excited about it. What is your advice and tip for those people?
Okay. My tip and advice for my first comers to ZinCon is, number one, bring comfortable shoes.
Yes.
Is do not do whatever you do, bring comfortable shoes, number one. Number two, talk to everybody. Oh my God, please just talk to everybody, because it is the only time that you're gonna get to meet so many people from all over the world. I mean,
Yeah.
and
Amazing.
when are you gonna get a chance to make friends from people from Greece, from people from Argentina, from people from Uruguay, from Brazil, where are you gonna get this opportunity? Who have the same love and passion, and then okay, for the love of God, please do not fight for that front row spot. Okay, you're gonna it's the same thing in the back as it is in the front. It's just, I want you to take it all in that you're there. Okay, you're there for the sin, because you know what? I remember so many times I heard this exact same story, and I still cried every single time for the same story from the very back, from the same person that's in the very, very front. So you're still gonna have fun regardless. Okay, so don't stress about where you're gonna be. Just be present. Okay, be present, but most importantly, comfortable shoes. That's the most, and just comfortable shoes, because you're gonna walk a lot.
And don't forget your electrolytes. Drink a lot of water, because I think, honestly, guys, I don't even remember having lunch or dinner, because I got so excited about wanting to talk to everybody, because I'm a very, very shy person myself.
Of course.
I will say one thing. You know what? You will get a chance. I will say this. You will get a chance to take your photos and pictures with all the presenters that are there. Don't get offended if you see them jetting, because a lot of us are running from one session, and we have literally less than 20 minutes to get from one session to the next to set up and I remember last year, I when we started presenting, we're in presenter mode, so our mindset was is my music okay? Is my presentation okay? Is this okay? Is that okay? I'm freaking out. I'm like, oh my God, is my music, is everything gonna fall apart? I'm freaking out, horrible. So please don't be offended if I'm like, hi, bye.
Hi, bye, boom, selfie.
I promise, and a lot of the presenters, they will see you, they will sit down with you, they will talk to you, they will laugh with you, but they come in that very second moment. That's
Heba, I do speak Arabic, Heba.
So at the end of the day is have fun.
Yes, be present, have fun, and just enjoy every second of it. It is the best. It is the best experience you'll ever have. It is.
So guys, you this is probably like, I don't know how many lives we have done it so far, and this is the only thing that everybody agrees is the best thing that you're gonna ever do. So whenever you have a chance to go, because once you go once, you want it to go all the time, and of course there will be moments that you're not gonna be able to go. So for the first time, guys, just enjoy. Just enjoy, and if you're tired at the end of the day, just remember this is gonna be those are gonna be memories for the rest of your life.
Absolutely, absolutely. And remember, you're gonna be there for days. If you didn't get there to what you needed to do that Thursday, you still have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't stress. And I will say this: don't forget to breathe. It is gonna feel overwhelming. For my first timers, it's gonna feel very overwhelming because you're like, so many colors, so many people, so much, and just take a step back and breathe and just take it all in.
Nice.
Everybody making videos in every corner.
And the party's on the hallway.
Bus everywhere.
Yeah. So girls, do you guys have any questions for Memo?
We're good. Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
Appreciate it.
So Memo, we love you, and we appreciate your time and your dedication to the program and for inspiring us all. I cannot wait to give you a hug one day. I'm not gonna be at ZinCon, but I know that you're coming our way, and we appreciate you, and we need more people like you in the world, and we really, really, really appreciate for everything that you're doing. We wish you nothing but the best and lots of success, and we're gonna get you hooked back into the States. That's for sure. That's for sure. So guys, this is Roll to ZinCon, and tomorrow we have ZES Fábio Barros from Brazil, but he lives in Chicago. I don't know how many people do know he's from Brazil. And it's all about hips. Did you know he was from Brazil?
Yeah, I know him. I know. Yeah, I know. I've known him for many, many, many years, and also actually I'm actually originally from Chicago. So I was born in Chicago.
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah. So that's where he lives with his family.